the network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AV Nation.
This is AV Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the MHO show. Thank you for hanging out and spending 15 minutes with us as we play our AV game show tonight. We're going to do some funky predictions of what's going down at the CEDIA show, and the ringleader for this game show that we're going to play, my co-host, Melissa Dillman. How are you, Melissa?
Hey, I'm doing great, Chris. How are you?
Doing good. Are you ready to rapid-fire punch me and Mike with this game that we got here going with this?
I am. I'm going to see if I can shock and awe you regarding what's happening at CEDIA that you may not be aware of.
See, I thought you were going to say stump the chump, but I'll take shock and awe. That's okay. Mike, how are you today?
Good evening, Chris. I'm doing very well. I am on week 3 of my LAM, so I am relocating every 5 minutes or so, and I'm joining you remotely tonight.
How is Vietnam, by the way?
Vietnam has some of the most gorgeous beaches. It's beautiful down here. It really is.
That's awesome. Tell me when you get to Phuket. That would be in Thailand.
That'll probably be the next show.
Excellent.
Next show,
excellent.
Geography.
We're definitely going to play geography with Mike next show. Melissa, you have some funky things that you discovered in your conversation with the people over at CEDIA. And we've turned this into Can You Shock and Awe Me and Mike. And it's hard to kind of shock me and Mike at this point because we're kind of like weathered and grizzled, and we've both got beards now. We've been hanging out with you, and we're not going to be totally surprised, but I kind of feel that you're going to do some stuff that's going to, or at least say some stuff that may be impressive. So the show and the microphone is all yours.
Hey, thank you, Chris. Okay, so CEDIA, for those who don't know, has a technology council, and one of the things they've done is they've made some predictions for the future. And I think their predictions are interesting, and want to rapid fire some of them to you guys, see what you think. So let's start with number 1. Prediction 1 is that mixed reality rooms will begin to replace home theater. Now, erase home theater and put boardroom. I don't care. The idea being that you can walk into a room, look at an ordinary table, a image of, in this case they were talking about Minecraft, that you can actually walk around. It's dimensional. You can move in closer to it. The objects will get closer to you. Same kind of thing. So think about if I were to put that in my boardroom if I'm a real estate developer and I'm looking at developing some new land or a new building, how that might impact us. So what do you guys think? Mixed reality rooms? I love that term. Chris?
Mike, you first.
All right, so I'll be the first to say that this does not surprise me. I am currently working on a project that would fall into this category for a corporate space. It's meant to be an experience center for a Fortune 500 company where they have this kind of capability. So this is already hitting the commercial market. I'm glad to see that it's a topic at CEDIA because I would expect to see a lot more of it as a topic at InfoComm next year.
I find that to be freaking cool, man. Professionalism aside, that is awesome. Mixed reality rooms. I mean, think about it. I mean, we joke about it a couple shows ago talking about Pokemon Go and Catch the Pokemons and AR and VR, and we went into stuff with AR and VR already in the past. To hear the Resi side talking about that, and it's not in a gaming, my first thought would be, we're talking about gaming. There's got to be some sort of media room with gaming involved. No, they're talking about bringing this and that becoming part of the, I guess they're having their version of the user experience on the home side. I think that's awesome. I love the idea. I love the term. You're right. The term mixed reality room, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think we're moving very close to this sort of environment that we've seen in the movies for a long time. So, okay,
Awesome.
next topic. This is one that I know we'll love. Contact lenses will include heads-up displays and cameras. What do you think?
Yes. So what you're saying is insertable Google Glass.
Yeah, in a contact lens, absolutely. So the idea being that if I'm going to record my daughter's recital, all I have to do is watch her and activate the camera within the contact lens, and it'll do all the recording for me.
I love that concept. That is really, really cool technology. I would love to see that.
Yeah, not to mention the heads-up display stuff. That's a marketing. We talked about whether or not digital signage will be displaced. If someone can market to me in a contact lens, that's kind of cool in my book.
I completely agree with you. And this seems to me to probably be an invention by an American just so that they don't have to hold up their phones anymore.
There you go.
Just a joke, Melissa. I was making a poor lazy American joke. That's all it is. I think. But
absolutely.
What's the next one?
So in sort of that vein, they're talking about implantable and wearable devices. So today, a news piece came out about the tattoos, the temporary tattoos that you can put on and customize yourself and make it, do whatever functions you want it to do, whether it's control your phone or move around as a mouse would on your display. So implantable and wearables, what do we think about that?
Can you imagine walking into Disney World, for example, and you get your tattoo as soon as you arrive, and then they're able to actually track everywhere you go and everything that you do as a means of marketing? Again, that is an outstanding application, and that's a moneymaker right there.
Not only that, but what if it tracks where you're at within the park, obviously, right? So it's going to know where your last location is. As a parent, I would love that on a kid. Being able to, the fast pass instead of having to have a card or a swipe, or it's a temporary tattoo.
Yeah, you scan your temporary tattoo of Mickey underneath the reader, and not only that, you can be walking down, say, Mickey Ave at the Hollywood Studios, and it alerts you to Toluca Turkey Legs is ahead up 100 feet, turn left. The wayfinding that could happen out of that. That's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty sexy. Now, I like the wearables. How do you feel about the implantables, Mike?
Well,
I'm not sure I'm digging that.
That's a little too much CIA in my mind. Anything that requires a needle. First of all, I hate needles, so. But I think that's a little too permanent, shall we say. I like the idea of the temporary, when I'm knowingly giving information to an organization or getting information from an organization. But I don't know about getting something inserted underneath my skin. That's just my personal preference.
See, I agree with you. I'm not one to willingly cause myself pain, so I'm not sure I can go that far, but this temporary thing, I'm kind of digging.
I think an AV Nation pro, George Tucker, recently wrote an article about this particular topic. So if people are looking to get some more information on that, they should probably just Google that article.
I bet they could look at the AV Nation website and find it. So here's another one. How about predictive algorithms will replace conditional logic when it comes to programming? So their point being that traditional programming of writing, thousands and thousands of lines of code, instead of doing that, we're going to have teachable machines. So their example was, if I need a machine to learn what a cat is, instead of telling it to go look for a fur and a tail and ears, what I do is I show it thousands of pictures of cats and then ask it to find me a cat. And if it brings me back a fox, I show it another 1,000 pictures of cats until it learns what's expected. So this is an interesting, are we moving away from the point of, is what they're saying, of needing to write code and moving into teachable devices?
Interesting. So the AI level involved with saying, that what they're saying is that you'll be able to show it an example of what you're looking for, and just click no, 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 yes, this is what I'm looking for. That makes programming for the end user extremely easy, which certainly has concerns for the commercial side of things, since so much of our profitability is tied to the code writing that we actually write. Or that we do. So that's something to definitely be watching and keeping a close attention to for the future.
Instead of it being a threat, I think we look at how do these predictive algorithms, how can we make them beneficial for us? What is it we can do with them that saves everybody time and effort? And how do we handle them? Someone's still going to have to manage them. But the abilities that are here are amazing. I know that Facebook can use some predictive algorithms, what ads you're seeing, right? They look at what you're doing on Facebook, who you're talking to, what you're liking, what you don't. And that's part of that predictive technology to then feed you with ads that are pertinent to you.
Chris, what do you think about that now that you've rejoined us? What do you think about the idea of getting your laptop to actually learn how to stay connected to our recording system here?
It would be great. It would be great, except I'm looking over my shoulder waiting for the Skynet drone to come and shoot me. At this point, I'm ready to take out my Cablevision modem out into the field somewhere with a baseball bat and go all sorts of office space on it. It's ridiculous. This thing is driving me nuts. It's my TPS printer that's driving me insane. I love what Melissa's talking about, and the reason why is this, is that AI, the predictive algorithms and all that sort of stuff, it can be very scary, but if we harness it, we can make something work in our favor. Some very complex things that we do in the AV world can become a lot easier. Not necessarily something that an end user is going to pick up and roll with, but I see opportunity here to, like you said, alluded to or said, Melissa, we can harness it and make sense of it and put it in a form into these algorithms for it to learn more things. So yeah, I'm cool with it.
So they had, in this same vein, they had another prediction that AI and machine learning will come of age, but to also apply a fix. So the example they used was, suppose that you have a leak in a plumbing system. That would trigger a moisture sensor, which would then track where the failure was, and then it would order another machine to come up with a sealant, fix it, and another machine perhaps to mop up the water. And then it would send you a text on your phone that says a leak was detected, the problem has been resolved, and that there's no further action required. So those are all very residential things, obviously, but think about what could we do on the commercial side if we could deploy such technology to fix common problems we see in the boardroom.
You mean a common problem like my HDMI is disconnected, or that old VGA cable, your pin is broken, let me replace that for you type stuff? That'd be awesome. Time and labor saved right there from the on-site people. They would absolutely love something like that. Oh, by the way, your retractor is now working again. You don't have to sit there and do this for about an hour. That's awesome. Love that. Yes. Strange but true things have happened.
I think on an executive level, that's where it really comes through. Mm-hmm. When the CIO gets a message that the boardroom retractor is broken, then you have a technician go up and replace it, and then he automatically gets the notification that this has been resolved.
Yeah, it's a combination of what we currently have. I mean, a lot of companies are giving you the proactive monitoring, but we don't have that immediate response. And I think that a combination of both would be great. Like you're saying, Melissa, it sends you a message. We currently have a system that will send us a message saying that a lamp is out. It'd be nice if the lamp can be replaced, and then by the time we get there, it's replaced and everything is working.
I think it's certainly something to think about. I love the fact that they're predicting this. I think that this is certainly stuff we should look ahead to.
Yeah.
And be prepared for. So I'm going to throw you one more.
Okay.
My last one. And I love this one because, wow, I've said it 100 times. But their prediction, copper wire is coming to the end of its useful application.
Yes! Yes! Thank God. That's what I'm looking for.
So we can use all this copper wire now to make fancy copper roof things over the nice new buildings that they're building and stuff like that. Can we go back to that? Patina is really nice. It's awesome.
Absolutely. I love the fact. And I guess it's because I'm not sure I'm really hearing that in the commercial side of the industry. I'm not sure I've heard many people who are willing to say copper is coming to an end, kids. So I love the fact that they took a stand and said it.
You have those conversations. We've heard those conversations, but I'm sure Mike's going to go down the same road I am with his opinion. Go ahead, Mike.
I mean, not only are we only hearing about fiber as the future, not only are we avoiding the fact that wireless capability is just scratching the surface right now in terms of what is going to be developed, but you also have many companies who are defending copper coming out with products that they say will support 4K resolutions and be able to run at, say, 1,000 feet. And I'm just sitting there going, you're holding us back. I mean, at least let's take the step forward to move to fiber, but we need to be starting to look far into the future about the fact that I'll be able to just present from my cell phone using an app to any display that I want. And by the way, it's not going to require some kind of a transmitter-receiver communication. This is going to actually develop into something that's riding on a broader network, and I think it's phenomenal that they're actually having those conversations.
The 5G or the 5th gen is the key to the future. I will just go down that road and saying that is the wireless of the future for us. Not just your cell phones, but a bigger picture. I also believe firmly that conduit is the only future-proofing available. So if those pundits still want to sell me copper, I can use that copper as a pull string and pull my fiber, which is getting easier. Which is getting easier.
Oh, man, speaking of copper, I guarantee you it's a copper connection to Chris's house for his internet right now. I will put money on that. Is he still with us, or did he duck out again? It looks like he...
I think he ducked.
Yeah, he ducked. All right, well, listen.
All right, well, those are the predictions. I thought they were really good predictions. So I'll throw out the facts for CEDIA, just for anyone who's listening. That is, the CEDIA show is September 13th through Dallas, Texas. The show floor is the 15th through the 17th. And for our listeners, if you'd like to register and go check out what they have to offer, CEDIA is offering us a promotional passcode, which is a $250 value in the fee if you use the passcode CEDIA16-MHO. So go check out their 500 vendors plus and be a part of this conversation. What do you think, Mike?
Completely agree with you, Melissa. I think that's all really good information that you shared. I love the fact that they're being that future forward thinking, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of how this can affect the commercial side of things. So, all right, Melissa, why don't you tell everybody how they can get in touch with you and where we can find you?
So you can find me September 23rd in Boston. I'll be with the Almo E4 AV Tour. And on October 18th in Dallas, Texas. You can also find me at Melissa Dillman on Twitter and Melissa-Dillman at Comcast.net for any of your educational needs. How about you, Mike? Close her out.
let's not forget about also at CEDIA, we have the AV Tweet Up that's happening at the Beer Garden, so sign up if you're planning on attending CEDIA. On behalf of Chris, I will say you can find Chris Netto on Snapchat and on Twitter and everywhere else that there is some form of social media. I can be found at AXP Mike, that's at AXP Mike at Twitter, and I just have one last correction. I actually found the article that was a topic of embeddables. It was actually on Commercial Integrator's website, so if you're interested in learning more about embeddables, go to commercialintegrator.com and certainly check that out. I think it's a pretty decent article that you might want to read. All right, thanks everybody. We appreciate you tuning in once again to the MHO show. This is Mike Shen. We're out. Have a good night.